if we're gonna exclude the 3rd anniversary, let's just assume that, oh, we're in an alternate timeline where the 3rd anniversary didn't happen, but we still have this banner, I still won't count. I think the moon is gonna be a bit brighter this year. How's it going? XPPlayer here, and welcome back to an episode of SIF All-Stars. Yeah, this is one of those rare moments where I can actually record on Sunday and do a retake, so that's fine, I guess. That's pretty good on my half. So yeah, there's some extra bit of info to catch up and also to complement the last video. So yeah, first things first, we're going to deal with the exchange event and get things off with all the other news as well. So yeah, this event is Joy on a Moonlit Night. Dang, okay. So they really can't get away from the word Moonlit Night, huh? And whenever it comes to like Mid-Autumn Festival or the Tsukimi event, yeah, they just couldn't really get off of that. Maybe that's how they translate the whole thing, but yeah, it is what it is, I guess. So the event starts from the 7th of September, goes until 14th, entire week for you to play with that. And yeah, I am needing to concern that my phone may overheat from this bollocks. So let's start off with the reward UR here. We have Shioriko-chan here. She is a pure voltage type. As you can see, her base stats are pretty darn high. Obviously, we have the same sort of gimmick that we have from the last event card, and that is that her skill is slightly reduced at 35% as opposed to the typical 37%. While it is a slight trade-off there, what you will have in exchange is a better first year booster card, because her abilities all focus on buffing first year appeals. So if I happen to have good first year cards like me right now, I have like quite a good amount of good first year cards on my hands. So yeah, honestly, if I don't really have much of an option, this would be a very powerful support card. So yeah, I mean, while Shioriko doesn't necessarily fill in the role as your permanent main strat character, yes, she could somewhat fulfill that on early game, but late game, she still has the purpose of buffing your first year card. So not too bad. There's some longevity into the Shioriko card here, so pretty good. Very good. What's also good here is her costume. Tsukiyo no Kirameki. It's a sparkling moonlit night. Wow. I mean, I don't know about you. Some sort of like Victorian fashion sort of thing. I don't know. I guess this sort of like fashion sense here is mixing a bit of the Tsukimi sort of theme and putting a little bit of like Victorian elements to it. I don't know. I don't do fashion, but yeah, I don't know. I'd say, in terms of like the type of fashion, I'd say it's something similar to what you see with Emotion. So I suppose that's how you describe it. Look, okay. Costume-wise, I can only be like screaming Barretts. Okay, that's all my fashion sense is. Sheesh. And yeah, onto the reward SR, we have Rin-chan here. She is a natural skill type. As you can see, her technique is pretty high, same with her appeal. And however, she is a crit rate up card. Not necessarily useful in early game unless you're dealing with crit rate appeal chances, but in general, I'd say you wouldn't be at the point where you're gonna rely on crit notes to reach like the upcoming updated voltage cap. So is it really necessary for an early to mid-game player to use this Rin-chan? Not really, because by the time you're gonna require using crit notes, you'd already have some fair share of URs by then. So it's not really up to par, except if we're gonna look at her base stats. So if you only care about base stats, you just want to brute force through a song, this Rin-chan could be an alright start for you. But yeah, as you can see here, everything's also focusing on natural cards as well, so if you don't really have other natural cards to supplement this Rin-chan, unfortunately she would fall pretty short on terms of the performances. So, kind of lacking. What isn't lacking though is her costume, Mermaid Festa Volume 1. Yes, I guess to each their own tastes in costumes, I guess. And if you're into like the mermaid-ish sort of like costume, I guess there you go. Yeah, have fun with that, I guess. Anyways, on to the second reward SR here. We have Ramji here. She is an active voltage type, as you can see here. Appeal is over 8k. So honestly, at this point, Snow Halation Kotori can just retire because all the cards are just reaching 8 to 9k appeal. Yeah, I mean, really, seriously. So Snow Hare Kotori could probably just retire at this point with all these cards coming up. But yeah, as you can see here, Technique is very alright still for an SR, 6.4k almost. So yeah, not too bad. Yeah. Main problem here though is her skill, which is a appeal plus 3.5% for 10 notes. Same strat, yeah, it's pretty good for same strat. However, this sort of skill requires you to stack it multiple times to make it effective. And so this is like the same argument that I usually make with damage reduction cards, is that you will need simultaneous, like consecutive activations to really make this MG really effective in terms of like boosting your appeal. So you can probably boost all the way up to 14% if you can manage to activate 4 times in a row, which is quite unlikely when you try to multiply 0.3 to the power 4. Yeah, not exactly a good number now, is it? However, this does mean that MJ is still pretty decent, like appeal voltage only card. So if you're just needing to focus on getting the most appeal as possible from a single card on the very early game, this MG wouldn't be a bad idea. Yeah. Her costume though is Yemingji, and as you can see here, twin tail, and I don't know, some sort of modernized style of a Chipao, a Kipo or something like that, but I don't know, to each your own tastes. This one feels a bit like, I don't know, feels a bit interesting. It's like, how do you call that? I don't think vaporwave will be a proper term to describe this, but you get the idea, I guess, with these sort of like neo-ish new colors that you see from the edges. I guess that's how you see it. I don't know. I don't do costume. I don't do fashion. It's not. Yeah, that's my miss there. Anyways, on to the voltage ranking songs. We have All Up in Peace, King Mirai Happy End, and Dreamland Dream World. Probably the most pain in the balls ones to deal with here is really King Mirai Happy End, because of all the damages you're gonna take from there. So yeah, good luck with that. So editing me, if you're feeling a bit kind right now, you can put some quick hints on screen right now. If not, I'm gonna just continue on. Alright, you're putting nothing? Fine. How cruel you are. Anyways, on to the upcoming song. We will have Twilight, and this will only be 2D, because obviously we don't have it shown yet. Fifth Live still isn't up yet, so we wouldn't even know about the choreography, so there's not really a point for us to know that. So it's a 2D song, and fortunately for some of you that are focused on the MVs, there will be another 3D song to supplement Twilight's edition on Chapter 43. So yeah, I mean, there's something, I guess, for people that want the music videos, so it's just that. Now, we're gonna move on to the gacha half of this. Well, obviously, it is available from now, so you can already scout it if you fancy some costumes, I guess, or, you know, you can just listen to Resident Verdict and try to see whether it's worth the scout. And yeah, again, as I said, it's available from now. You can go ahead and scout it and have fun, I guess. So yeah, let's start off with the first gacha UR. We have Setsuna-chan here. Setsuna-chan no hou ga daiji nano? Like seriously, we already have the Star Seeker Setsuna since like, I don't know, like a month ago or something, a month or two ago. It's very recent too, so it's like, dang, Setsuna's really getting all the recent URs for some reason. Why not Kasumi? Kasumi only has like 25 cards or something like that. So yeah, gotta ramp up the roster here, Manek Games, just saying. Back on topic, she is an active SP type. I don't know if I said that yet or not, but oh well. Base stats are pretty high, technique more than appeal, so extra crit rate, pretty good there. And yeah, her focus here is SP skill voltage. Everything else is more focused onto active boosting. And unfortunately, I think her ability isn't really not that good in general. I mean, it's kind of like bad upon bad, because not only you have to deal with like just a bit of SP gauge gain boost, you also can only activate that when you're switching between strategies, and it's only like a 50% chance. So, is it really good? Probably not. I'd rather have something that's a bit more passive, like Party Shiriko sort of thing, then yeah, I could probably get by with a little bit extra SP gauge, but this is really making you work for it, so it's kind of meh in general. So yeah. To who I'll recommend this Setsuna-chan? Probably ones that really want her skill here, which is you're gonna need more technique, you're gonna need more SP skill voltage, because if somehow you can't reach that cap and you still have to, then this Setsuna-chan would be useful. I could see some use cases for Koyaku Challenge, but not necessarily, because if possible, you want to use the more late game options, or find more active skill types to sort of use instead of the Setsuna here. So yeah, unfortunately for this part, well, it's just kind of stuck in like the mid-late game, not the end game, so there's that. Now another reason why you want to get the Setsuna-chan here is her costume, Sparkling Moonlit Night. Yeah, let's go with that, I guess. Some sort of more gothish design, I guess. Goth? Is goth even the proper term to describe this costume? A bit more maid-ish sort of thing. Yeah, she has a hat. I don't know about you. Kind of feels like it could be a possible like Asuna costume reskin if they were to plan to make like another costume sorts. So yeah, I guess that's nice. I guess. But nice aesthetics, I suppose. Still keeping the purple-yellow theme to signify like the bright moon. So I guess there's that. On to the second gacha yard, we have Karan here. She is a natural guard type. As you can see here, base stats are pretty balanced in general, a bit more in stamina. Yeah, you would say it's just stat inflation, but it's like, you know, at this point, we'll just have to get used to it, I guess, because songs will just get more difficult over time, so yeah, it's kind of like an inevitability that this would happen. But yeah, her main focus here is that she is a damage reduction card. Last time we've seen something with this much effectiveness, that was like since... who was it? Magical Fever Daya, wasn't it? And yeah, I know Fall Kitchen Hanamaru is technically better, but that's only for 2 notes. Yeah. Even then, I wouldn't necessarily recommend this Kanan here. Yes, sure, it may seem very powerful with 45% for 3 notes. However, this means that if you want to maintain that, you will have to ensure that it will activate as often as possible. So yeah, and as I would normally recommend, I would recommend the medium range sort of thing. So a sort of compromise where it can reduce damage for 4 to 6 notes, and those are usually sitting at around 26 to 30% damage reduction. So honestly, those would be a more consistent option, because at least with those, you could still skip one activation and still have quite a lot of the damage reduction remaining. So yeah, I'd rather have those instead. Though another reason you probably won't count on is a little bit of like a safety barrier for your damage taking. So below 80% threshold, you will restore a little bit of stamina, and yeah, not too bad. Not too bad, I suppose. Overall, would I scout this? Probably not. Because remember, anniversary is like literally within like 20 several days, so that's like 3 weeks, so yeah, not necessarily the time to really splash some extra star gems when you can just splash on like other places on the 3rd anniversary. So yeah, quite unfortunate timing you pop up here, Kanan, but yeah. What is unfortunate though is her costume. That's right, everyone. Sparkling Moonlit Night. Apparently Tin Boy loves the twin tails, so I guess there's that. Yeah. This one looks a bit more towards the traditional side of things, I guess, so I mean, if you're into that, have fun, I guess. So keeping the more dark purplish sort of theme in here with yellow. Yeah, pretty neat, I suppose. And yeah, finally on to our gacha SR. We have Dias here. We have her as a cool skill type. As you can see here, yeah, technique is 8.5k, not even counting her passive, so yeah, we're really reaching that point. So I mean, am I just desensitized? Most likely, yeah. Yeah, as you can see here, her skill is skill rate up, along with her ability too. Yeah, very major problem here, because this isn't really enough to justify having this Dia, because if you have remembered, a fully maxed out keychain would be 5% skill rate, and that is based on your remaining stamina, right? And a standard player would just try to maintain their stamina gauge as high as possible. So with that in mind, honestly, it's just basically permanent 5% skill rate boost. And so with that in mind, honestly, this Dia SR here, seems quite redundant and rather unnecessary. Not to mention her ability is also just the 30%, so it's not even guaranteed too, so it's kinda really falling behind, which is kinda unfortunate. And our bad thing here is that her skill is same attribute, so only cool cars can benefit from this, so it's like very limiting, not too useful at all. If you really want to use some cards to raise your skill rate for some reason, I still recommend Marching Harmony Kanata. I still recommend her if you're looking for an SR that boosts your skill rate. That's the only card that I think really could justify having her if you really need these skill activations. But then again, no matter how much you try, your luck will still fall under the mercy of RNG. So, quite unfortunate there. What isn't dictated by RNG though is her costume. Thank you, friends. Yeah, lovely stuff. Long sleeved version. So, yeah, there's that. There's like 3 sets of 3 different alterations, right? There's like 3 types of costumes for the group. So, yeah, this one's the long sleeved one. And yeah. Pure-ish, I guess. So I guess there's that. So overall verdict here is do not scout. Do not scout. Especially when we're this close to the anniversary, it's like no matter how good the offering is, it's just you have to skip it. Yeah, I know. Sad. Unless you're like a Setsuna Oshi or a Kanan Oshi, then in that case you can go ahead and scout, but again, there's always better options. There's always the festival ones. There's always the 3rd anniversary ones. So, yeah, just wait for those instead. Those would be much better options, honestly. But if we're gonna exclude the 3rd anniversary, let's just assume that we're in an alternate timeline where the 3rd anniversary didn't happen, but we still have this banner. I still won't scout. Yeah, unless you're Oshi, as I said. Unless you're an Oshi, don't scout, because as I said, these things are pretty situational and not really broadly usable. In fact, I'd only recommend Shioriko from this event, honestly. Even Setsuna, while she may seem quite attractive with her skill there, not necessarily too beneficial as a card overall. So, not really too good. Kanan, very powerful damage reduction, but as I said, you will end up relying a lot on the RNG aspect, so I'd rather not do that. Alright, so we're back at the second half. Yes, that's right everyone, we're going for the post-recording. So that's right, we're back to information. So we have the 3rd anniversary countdown for Muse, which is a festival party scouting, and yeah, this will be a week-long period thing. I assume it's gonna be the same thing for Aqua and the Nijigaku. So next week will be Aqua, and then the week after will be Nijigaku. So it's gonna sort of count down to the actual anniversary thing. So I mean, it makes quite a lot of sense. But yeah, for this party scouting, essentially, you will be able to scout up to the latest festival and party cards. So in Miu's case, that would be Kawaii Frontliner Umi, as well as Party Hanayo. So Colorful Streets, Party Hanayo. And yeah, I generally don't recommend it. It seems very alluring, but there are several gimmicks here. So one of the gimmicks is that while yes, there is a paid option once daily, so that will only cost you 100 paid star gems for once a day, and you could still do a ×10 pool. The downside with that is you can't get shiny quartz, but even if you do get shiny quartz, you won't be able to exchange for specific URs, which is kind of sad. Yes, you are able to exchange for some UR tickets, standard tickets, some sort of your training items, your sort of like raising material, and yeah, not really exactly what we want. So I'm unfortunate there, but I mean, that's what you get for countdown stuff. So I mean, if you want to scout it, you can. I generally don't recommend it though. So yeah, on to the second set of news, we have the 3rd anniversary countdown sets. So we have Macaron set A, B, as well as the strengthening special. So these all cost the same. These all cost 860 yen. So that's roughly around $6.2 US, I think. And yeah, you can buy up to 9 sets for each of these. Generally, I still don't recommend them. So yeah, it's only if you have the extra money to spend, so there's that. And then there's also this set here, which is for this Mew special costume for the 3rd anniversary. This set here will cost 3,060 yen, so roughly around 21 or 22 US. And you can buy 9 of these because each of these sets only gives 1 ticket. Wow, talk about being stingy there, Minor Games. But yeah, if you're a collectionist for costumes, then yeah, you can't really avoid them, I guess. And then finally, we have the DLP. This is available now. You can go ahead and play it right now. So what's special about this here is that there will be 4 separate parades. Well, 4 parts of the parade. So we have the part 1, part 2, part 3, part 4. So these will be released on a weekly basis. All the existing parades that are beforehand, so the initial one, Aqua, Nijigaka, and Muse, those will still be there for you to clear if you want to do that. But for the new 3rd anniversary ones, these ones will come out every week. And these will have 10 stages each. So yeah, go ahead, have fun with it. So by clearing the first part, you'll get 3,000 medals. That's including the stage rewards essentially. So reaching stage 10, you'll get 2 sets of rewards. Adding all that up, you'll get 3,000 medals and 60 to 65 star gems. I wasn't reading, but yeah. A small start, I guess. I'm assuming that they have a bit more towards the later halves, or maybe the last part only, but we'll see. We'll see how that goes. And as for the bonuses, as you can see on the screen, their respective parades should have 1 extra max PP, and for the 3rd anniversary, all cards will get the extra 2 max PP, so you can play a single card 3 times before having the need to reset, so that's pretty good, I suppose. There's not really much to be really concerned with because you don't have to go through that many cards to clear these parades in the first place, so yeah, there's that. And then finally, today's edition, we have Cotton Candy AAO. Yeah, that's right, that's a cool attribute, and you can go ahead and play that. Rubioshis, have fun with that. I'm assuming with that case, we could start seeing like the solo songs also for the remaining Aqua members. I'm actually surprised that they didn't pull out the Chica's song, you know, Never Giving Up. I'm surprised. I'm guessing it's just because they decided to do this a bit later on, so they kind of like end up skipping over Chika-chan's birthday, so yeah. Unfortunately, yeah, there's that. You know how normally it's like Yohane-chan's like gets the short end of the stick because she ends up as the last member getting the solo song updates? Yeah, this time it's Chika-chan, so a bit unfortunate there, but it is what it is. So with that said, I think that's pretty much all the info we have for today. Any more last minute things that are gonna pop up to meet Monarch Games? No? No? Good. Okay, so with that said, that's it for today. You guys enjoyed today's video, and yeah, be sure to leave a like and subscribe for more All-Stars videos. Yeah, I think I'll switch to this format actually, using the post-recording sort of thing as like a sort of the way to transition in the second half. I need to get the info quickly before I procrastinate too much. So yeah, with that said, that's it for me today, and I'll see you guys next time. XPPlayer out.